I started a Toscana-only challenge with Fiorentina, because in this world, Toscana is its own nation outside of Italy, and Fiorentina, who are based in Florence, the capital of Toscana, is only allowed to sign players from that region. So just to remind you, we began this challenge 7 seasons ago, and are just starting to make progress. We managed to win a Coppa Italia and come close many other times, but we have yet to win a Serie A title. However, despite some of our players being picked off, we have now got a fantastic crop of Toscani players that have bags of potential, and I'm really excited about it. Yes, welcome back to the Toscana only challenge here with Fiorentina. We're going into season number 8 now, and of course we've got some fantastic players in our lineup, and we've just added kind of a white whale, somebody we've been trying to sign for a long time. I feel like I've mentioned him for about 3 or 4 years, but Davide Marcelli is 22 years of age. Is he the best out-and-out centre-back in the world? Probably not, with jump and reach of 9 and a height of 5'9" with only 13 positioning, but he still looks quite good on the ball. I think he's a good enough signing to bring him in and try and see what he's like in our lineup, to be honest, and we'll see what we can do with him. I was tempted to maybe train him as a DM, but I think we've already got enough players there, and of course we are playing a 3-at-the-back system, so I think going forward this season, we just let him just kind of bed into where he naturally fits. Now, Dimarchi, I'm also going to give him some game time this season, because I think playing him now will benefit us going forward in the future. And I think going forward in the future, we've got a lovely looking team coming through, with Dimarchi at the helm as well at 18 coming through. Sergio Sad, which we mentioned, again a fantastic looking player as well. He's going up each season. Ivan Zaccardi has been fantastic for us. One of the best right backs in the league, I would dare say. Great physical attributes. Maurizio Moroni, who's come in recently into the lineup, 21 years of age, looking really good. Fedeli, scoring goals at the start of this season. He's fast, he's good, he's got a lot of flair about him, he's aggressive. I like him a lot. And of course, Gilarducci. Now, yes, I know it says Italian, but we can see here he is other nationalities Toscana, and that is a dual nationality thing. He's just chosen to represent Italy in the under-21s. Probably because the Toscana national team doesn't really do much. He hasn't represented Italy to begin with, but because of that dual nationality, he can play for us. That's the main thing. That's all we really care about. The rest of our team, they've all looked like, even if they did have dual nationality, they've chose Toscana. They're loyal. But I'm not going to hold that against Gilarducci. Not at all. No, he's one of our own. We signed him for a lot of money, if I remember rightly. He's £35 million that we spent on him. So we'll see. Now, tactically, we are sticking with this, but I do think we are close to eventually going to 4 at the back again. I think going to a flat back 4. I just really feel like we need to get a good left back, and potentially if we lose the centre backs, we've got Mancini still at the side, who's kind of like our backup. If he retires, for example, or leaves, then we might have to look into it, depending on numbers. But the start of the season, it's been okay. We lost to Juve. We lost against them in a friendly like 4 days before, the exact same result. But this one, we also went down to 10 men, although we were already 3-0 down. We just couldn't really put up a fight after that. Genoa 2-1 against us. Monza 3-0. I say against us, we beat them 2-1. Monza 3-0, which is a much better result. And yeah, we're off to the races for season number 8. We're in the Europa League, of course, and we'd love to win a European trophy. However, I don't think that is the ultimate goal. I think the ultimate goal for this journey or this challenge should be winning the Serie A. We've already done the Coppa Italia. Can we win the Serie A? That's the main goal for me. So let's see if we can do it this season. Okay, it's youth intake day now, but we've got some transfer business that is happening. First off, we are about to sign a midfielder for the start of next season. He comes in as a 16-year-old. Again, we're looking at Empoli there. Really cheap. Again, he's got good potential. I'm looking at him. He's got fairly good determination. Not that many weaknesses. I don't think he might, turn into, I don't know, Jude Bellingham, but he could be an asset for us, and that's the main thing. That's why you've just got to pick them all up with these challenges. We've also got a striker coming in too from Empoli, who we've approached to sign on a free contract. Has great physical attributes for an 18-year-old, so can kick with both feet. We'll see. He's got good determination, good finishing ability as well. Resolute personality, not too bad whatsoever. But how are we doing so far this season before we take a look at the youth intake? Well, We are knocked out of the Coppa Italia. That was the third round. We got a hard draw against Lazio. In the Europa League, we've got Hoffenheim in the quarter-final stage, which is nice. Out of the teams that are in there, doubt we're the favourites, to be honest. The likes of Manchester United's in there. Real Betis can be really tricky. Brentford's doing well in there too. But in the Serie A, we are dropping off quite a bit there. 6th place with 46 points, and we are some way off 5th place Udinese. So right now, we're not going for the league title, are we? I mean, our top scorer has got 9 goals in what seems to be 30 games. We are struggling in terms of scoring goals and being competitive in the Serie A. We're just making do with what we can, to be honest, qualifying for Europe each season and doing well in the Cups. So, I mean, Dimarchi, we've locked him in. He's getting better, but he's only scored 5 goals this season. And by the looks of it, only 3 in the league, 5 assists. It needs to be better in the future, but like I said, you get it done now. Hopefully you benefit from it in the future. Now, speaking of the future, we have our new youth intake prospects. It's only a good intake. We do not have any elite talents. It's just the top talent. So let's look at these two here. Claudio De Ciccio, 15 years old, a left back, finally. It feels like we haven't had a left back at all in this. Perfectionist personality as well, which is kind of nice. Good determination, decent technique, and he can cross a ball. Do you know what? That ain't too bad at all, is it? If he can develop and grow into somewhat of a decent player, you might start seeing him in a couple of years' time. He's only 15 for now. We need to give him a little bit of space. But Alessio Sambo is a centre midfielder as well. Mercenary personality, which is not amazing. Determination of 13 is not too bad. There are some weaknesses up there, which I'm not too keen on. And yeah, looking at his base attributes, I don't know. We'd have to see some big growth from that as well. But going through the other players, nothing really stands out to me that I'm thinking, okay, this could be a prospect as well. But you never know. You just a late bloomer may flourish through. Good reflexes on a goalkeeper there, though, in Giuliani. But the rest of him kind of looks like trash. Can't be salvaged this season, though. Oh, would you believe it? We were so close to a European trophy. Unfortunately for us, Manchester United was our opponent in the final. They actually took a 2-goal lead in the first half. Rasmus Højlund there scoring the second. And it took until the second half when we finally managed to get a goal back, get ourselves into the game with Sicardi, but we couldn't produce anything else. I feel like if we had our strikers in like 3 or 4 years' time with the exact same rest of the team, we might have done all right. You can see we're creating some chances. We've got a good XG there. I feel a little bit hard done by. I do feel hard done by. But we got to a Europa League final. That's not too bad, I guess. Semi-final, we actually knocked out Brentford. We mentioned them doing well to get there. But the quarter-final, 9-3 against Hoffenheim. Unbelievable stuff from us. Really disappointing. But it's promising at the same time, isn't it? That's the type of thing you want to see. But a bit of development. Now, we finished in 6th place, which is exactly where we were when, obviously, we had the youth intake day. But we were a lot closer to Udinese. So we had a better second half of the season there. Or final part of the season, should I say. And in fact, if you're looking at it, really, when we left, we didn't lose a single game until that Europa League game. And then the final day of the season against AC Milan, who... They won the league, right? They did. Oh, no, they lost it in the end by a point to Juve. But I don't think we can be too mad at that. We had some great results in there. We had some fantastic performances. So be it. Our luck wasn't on our side in terms of the goals there. But, hey, 19 for Roberto Fedeli, which isn't too bad for a 21-year-old. We just need to make sure we keep on that. Gilarducci, now... I know it says he's Italian there, by the way. When we bought him, it was Toscana. You can see other nationalities are Toscana. They have to be Toscana for us to be able to sign them. However, with dual nationality, they might pick to play for other nations. And it looks like Gilarducci has chosen Italy for now to play for, possibly because Toscana doesn't have any like games in the World Cup or anything. I don't really know the ins and outs of it. He hasn't told me. But the rest of the players seem to be happy with sticking with Toscana as their nation. Maybe some of them don't have dual nationality. He might jump ship if they did. But we're all good for now. Sicardi has had a great season considering he is a right back. 9 goals, 9 assists. We've seen him get a goal there in the Europa League final. the rest of the side, as I say, we're just lacking goals, aren't we? Every person I've tried to play in the striker role, ever since we lost Pavarotti, really, has not quite been good enough. That's been our big trouble. We're getting loads of centre-backs, we're getting loads of right-backs, even midfielders. We're starting to amount a good squad of midfielders there, and some good guys coming through too. Yeah, where are we getting this strike? I mean, is Elvis Mareschi the way forward? By the looks of his finishing, possibly not. But he's quick. I don't really know. That's something that we maybe need to look into. We've got £57 million. We've got both these guys coming in. Could this guy be the next striker? He's 19, needs a little bit of work, but could he just find his feet straight away? Of course, we will continue to scout and see if we can bring in any more of these players to try and challenge for our first team. Oh, it's worst thing ever. Again. Because Ivan Sicardi has gone to Manchester City. Again, it's a release clause that's in his contract that I could not get out, and he wouldn't sign a new deal. And Ivan Sicardi has now gone to Manchester City for £32 million. At least they're playing him. The way I see it is, okay, it's a player for us, but when they go somewhere else and they just sit on the bench, I just think, oh, that's even more frustrating. And that's the trouble when you do these sort of one region saves, but at least he's given game time. Four starts in the Premier League, £32 million. It's not like we can really use it. It was a quality right back for us, though. Just this physicals alone, we're bombing up and down the pitch. Really, really solid. But hey, we have to do without now. I've actually made 3 signings, all of them from Empoli. You've seen the other 2 of them, which, you know, there they are already. But Matija Terzic for £2.1 million. He's a goalkeeper that's come in, just 18 years of age that they have. Again, it's one of those where if he turns into something great, then fantastic. But we've got, obviously, our goalkeeper from the very beginning, Martinelli, who's been fantastic and only 25. We don't necessarily need a goalie unless well, I don't think he has a release clause in his contract. He hasn't. Unless, of course, we all of a sudden spawn an incredible goalkeeper that we know is going to be better than Martinelli. I don't think we have to worry about it too much. So we're sticking with this again. We got Moroni coming in that left side of centre midfield, trying to utilise him more and give him game time. The rest of the lineup kind of picks itself though, and it's kind of how I like it. We've still got Di Lorenzo here, 38 years of age, still gets games. To be honest, kind of still really good, isn't he? Even though he's 38, still really good. So I'm not too mad at it, to be honest. There's a couple of, obviously, right-backs that came through the youth system. I'm waiting for somebody to show their face to me, really. There's a couple that have been knocking around. I think Di Tommaso was one of them, but he doesn't necessarily play wing-back just yet. Possibly, if we switch to a 4 at the back, he might come in. But for now, we're keeping with this because we've got 3 really good centre-backs. And obviously, Mancini is still there as well. We are going to be losing both Viti and Mancini, mainly to... Oh, actually, Viti isn't too bad, but Mancini, certainly. It might be when we drop into 4 at the back from there. We just still can't get any good left-backs in, but we'll see. Obviously, Moroni will go in there next to Sade. We've got Dimarchi and Fideli, both actually going up front from the off. And we've started really well. We've played 3 games so far. Cagliari 1-0, Napoli 3-2, and Cremonense 2-1 as well. Still in the Europa League, though. That's the competition really want to win. Can it be this season? Well, in the January, it is youth intake day, by the way, but it's not the best day of the year because I've got some bad news. Samuel Roma has left the club, £10 million. Yeah, Dortmund. Dortmund come in, £10 million. I can't remember that being such a low release clause. But again, I'm trying my best to get the release clause out. I know if you speak to the agent, you can ask him to get rid of it. Sometimes that doesn't work. And sometimes you offer him a contract and forget about it. And sometimes your director of football, who I've got to make sure offers new contracts because I'm a dum-dum and I don't check contracts at the end of every season and I tend to forget, he offers them contracts and gives them release clauses. So £10 million, that's on me. But he is a good centre-back. That has meant that my decision of changing tactic has been sped up because that was in the February and now we don't have enough centre-backs. So what I have decided to do is we've got a lot of strikers. We are going through up front. Now, he's still got Gilarducci, so it is really attacking. It's 4 up front. I get that. but I still think it could work. We're still playing with a flat back four now, with 2 defensive midfielders and 2 good, like, ball destroyer types of defensive midfielders as well. In Maroney, who I know he's only got 11 for tackling, but the teamwork and the work rate is good enough for me. Got an okay, like, mental attributes. And Sergio Sade, who is more of the ball player. He goes in as that DLP role. So, yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. Gilarducci, we've got 3 strikers now. The only one I'm really locking in, which you did see there, was Girasol, who we're going to try and give him some game time. I think he could be really good for me this season. We'll see. Actually, no, sorry. It was Dario Hithil, wasn't it? It was that guy, Hithi. We'll see, because he's played some games already. Only got an assist, no goals. But I don't know. We're doing all right in the league again. We've been knocked out of the Coppa Italia in the quarterfinal by Napoli, and we're still in the Europa League. We've got Eintracht Frankfurt, but if you're looking at the rest of the teams in this division, or in this like category of the quarterfinal, we might be one of the best ones. If we get past Frankfurt, there's a chance, is all I'm saying. But 6th place currently in the Serie A. It feels like every time I click on this, we're 6th place. But we are only 3 points behind 5th and 4th, and 4 points behind 3rd. So it's not as bad as what it was last season when we were there in 6th place, if that makes any sense to you. Now, of course, we've got youth intake day. Let's have a quick gander at the teams. Now, it's only a good intake. Again, there's no elite talent. What are you doing to me? We got Lorenzo Mancini, who comes in very casual. I don't think I've ever seen casual personality. 4 determination. Yeah, I don't think this guy's going to be very good for us. We've also got Christian Abramovich, centre midfielder, spirited. I mean, good natural fitness. Could be okay. I'm unsure yet. Possibly. Outside of that, it's not great. Yes, it's not great. There's a goalkeeper in there again. Is he going to get into the first team? I don't know. But anyway, we've got some trophies we still would like to win, and we're still in the competitions to do so this season. Well, unfortunately, it was penalty kicks that cost us against Eintracht Frankfurt. Valencia went on to win the Europa League there against Salzburg in the final. So I really feel like if we had got past Frankfurt, that was ours to win. I really do. But it wasn't to be this season. The Coppa Italia obviously was a quarterfinal exit as well. What we did do, though, was qualify for the Champions League next season. Now, it's great for obviously the financial benefit of the club. It's not so great when I'm trying to possibly win a European trophy. It's not the ultimate goal, but it's just something that I would like to have done. By the way, Vlahovic has got 36 this season, which is mental, and they still were 11 points behind AC Milan, but they've got Samuel Marodion and Kamada, who has turned into a monster on this save, as has Samuel Marodion, the beast, as I call him. A phenomenal talent. If only we could get a Tuscany player to look as good as that. But we're the 4th best club in the league. We're only 2 points behind Roma, which is quite impressive, really. So looking at our lineup and our boys, we're still quite young. Fidelis did get 23 goals this season. He stepped up from last season. He's not going to be the striker that's going to, get the numbers of Vlahovic or Samuel Marodion. But for now, he's got a good goal-to-game ratio, especially this season, as you can see there. Gilarducci, a great season. Really good. I think last time we looked at when he had the 9 assists there, he got 9 last season. Only 7. 9 goals, though. A decent average rating. But across the other competitions, he backed up with more goals as well. Rashi's still getting into the lineup, and with us going through up front now, he will get naturally more game time. I think what I'm going to try and do is try to get more of our youngsters coming through, because Dimarchi has 100% benefited from us doing that this season. Lucio Dimarchi has turned into a 4-star player in terms of our side, and look how good he actually is. Like, I'm not joking. He is great. The pace and strength is phenomenal. He's left-footed, which obviously helps. But his finishing, dribblings, or 13-14, really good. Composure does lack a little bit, but I feel like the composure is made up for because he is so fast. And he has got great teamwork and work rate. He's like Jamie Vardy. He's the Italian... He's a Toscana Jamie Vardy. I'll die on that hill. But he's there anyway. And I think he's doing well. Now, of course, we locked in Hilthi, Dario Hilthi, who we got from Empoli. Don't know whether it's paid off for us this season. I might do the same next season, just see what happens. Marcelli, of course, came in at the start of the season. I think he's done really well. He has done really well, so we'll see about that too. Now, coming in the development centre, there is Girasole, who I think might get some game time next season. That could be somebody who we bump up instead of Braschi into the starting 11 and maybe give him some game time, see if he can get the Dimarchi treatment for next season, now that Dimarchi's kind of put himself in the mix. King Fong Girafuda is still there, but I that's a shame. That one didn't pay off, because that would have been hilarious. £98 million in the transfer budget, though, after, of course, losing 2 players last season and not exactly being able to replace them. But maybe there's somebody that our scouts can find this season from Empoli. Well, as the transfer window closed, we have 2 of them. Nicolo Pellegrino, £7.5 million that we picked up. Centre midfielder, 21 years of age. We'll go straight into our first team, but not exactly first 11, because we don't play a natural midfielder there. We're going to have to start training him, unfortunately, to play in the role behind, because, of course, we're not using that. And then we've also got Trimarchi, who is a winger/striker. I think we'll definitely give game time to this season. Again, he is a dual nationality player who is capped at under 20 for Italy, which is the reason why you can see. But he was also born in Lucca, which is in Toscana. So that's kind of nice that he was born in Toscana. But yeah, he's another one that will have an Italian flag next to his nationality, a second, if you will, and 2 of them are strikers. He has actually come in and got 5 goals in 4 games at the start of this season, all in the league as well. So phenomenal stuff from him. We're sticking with what we left the last season in terms of tactically, because as you've seen with the league form, it done very well, and with our ultimate goal of being good in the league, I think we stick with it. We're still going to rock with Hilthi on the right-hand side and give him some more game time, because I think he could be good, but Dimarchi, Fedeli, Trimarchi, all of those 3 will naturally be the first teamers in there. Now, Nicolo Pieriozzi is still getting in at left back, and I'm still struggling to find somebody who I think I can trust to play left back from the off and carry on next season. But the rest of the team with this back 4 looks very similar to what it was last season anyway. So, start of the season, we're currently top, but we have played 4 games, and we have beaten Inter Milan 5-3, and that's where Trimarchi got a hat-trick, by the way. Dimarchi got 2. Trimarchi, Dimarchi, 5-3. So, lovely stuff. 4-0 against Udinese, which is great. 3-0 against Atalanta, but we did draw at home to Roma, unfortunately for us. It's Champions League football, though. No Europa League, no Europa Conference, so a lot harder competition. Maybe we'll just get knocked out and we could just focus on the league. We'll see. Well, funny enough, that actually happened. The knockout playoff round by Porto. So we did get through. We did qualify, but Porto did knock us out. But we are with a very small chance of we are really in a title race. In some ways, we are. We're 5 points behind AC Milan with 8 games to go, and the race at the top was just 1 point between the top 3. But it's us, Inter, maybe even Udinese, to be honest, who are all within a chance, I would say, because Udinese have Lorenzo Luca just banging in goals right now. Could it happen? I don't know. It's a small chance, right? I mean, Trimarchi's been banging in some goals for us too. He's got 15 this season. It's been great to see. We are also in the Coppa Italia semi-final. However, we did have the unfortunate end of coming up against Milan in the semi-final first leg. We've got to play the second leg soon, 3-1 down. All could happen. All could happen. We could go on and win the Coppa Italia, win the Serie A, end on a domestic double, and see you later. But I don't know. Probably not. We'll see. Now, the squad that we have been using, obviously, this season, it's been doing okay, but we could add some more into it. And Moreski, Elvis Moreski, 18 starts, 16, 15 goals. Like, that is great. Dimarchi, though, the development on Dimarchi in just 6 months, phenomenal. Look at that. Incredible. So, buzzing with that. Really happy with that. Now, was that a release clause? No. Don't know why it come up. I reckon he was or an asking price of £97 million. We're all good for. I knew I didn't put a release clause in there. Anyway, it is Youth Intake Day. It's our favourite day of the year. However, this has not been great ever since I keep asking for better youth facilities, youth recruitment. It's been getting worse. I don't understand it. But we've only got top talents again. Matteo Guidetti is arguably the best one, to be honest. We'll take a look at him as defensive midfielder, realist. Great determination, though. Teamwork and work rate through the roof. Good balance, too. It just seems like they've already been distributed in those certain areas. So he could be good. He might actually be terrible, though. We'll have to see. But a couple of other, okay players. Nobody really special, though, is it? Orsi up front. We got loads of strikers. We should be all right. Okay, so really we're pinning our hopes on that one centre midfielder, but this season we've got an outside chance of actually winning the league. It is massively outside, though. 5 points between us and Milan, and we could, of course, get to the Coppa Italia final too. Now, it's been a great transfer window, I think, this summer, because we're welcoming back Samuel Roma on a permanent deal as well. Of course, we had him at our club. He came through our youth academy. We sent him on loan a couple of times. He eventually got into our first team, played some really great seasons, and then Dortmund signed him for £10 million and played him 3 times. Yeah, he's already played that many games since he's returned. Now, we have overpaid £22 million compared to, obviously, what they paid us and everything. But it's great to see him back, and he is a fantastic talent. 6 foot, great leadership abilities, one of our own, good pace. Maybe he's learnt from his mistakes now and still got his prime ahead of him, I think. Only age 25, played 30 times for Toscana. So probably their captain, I'll be hesitant to say or to suggest. He wasn't the only name that came through, though. We've got Andrea Cecilia from Empoli, of course. Now, he's a left-back. Yeah, you know what I'm thinking. So he's a left-back that comes in. Goes straight into the under-20s right now because I want to give them the game time that they deserve. But what tends to happen is I've been putting them in the under-20s, and then when I've been simulating the seasons, they've been playing anyway. So I'm all right doing that, to be honest. And then we finally got Francesco Carlucci, who is definitely not one for the first team this season. But again, we're sticking with our tactic with the 3 up front, 1 winger. I think that's been doing quite well for us in the league. Again, we're really focused on that. We're just waiting for development of some of these players. Hilithi, I don't know. It might be the last time we lock him in, to be honest, because this is the 3rd season now, and I don't think he's going to get any better. The only reason why I have him locked in there is because these 3 then have like a mix of how many games they play, and I kind of like that in a way because it's given them all game time. Dimarchi, Tramachi, and Girasol, who are all doing really well. Fideli's actually kind of like dropped down to the bench a little bit, and he's still quite good. So we've got a great number of players, and definitely strikers who can do something anyway. And I think we just need to get one of them firing goals again, with the likes of Tramachi and Dimarchi both getting 3 goals at the start of the season. That can continue. You just never know. So, start of the season, we've won 3 games out of 3. We've got 1 to play. I'm doing this a little bit earlier than what I usually would. But we beat Cagliari, we beat Venezia, and we also beat Napoli 4-1. It's a good start, but can it continue? All right then, March, Youth Intake Day of season number 11, I think we're up to now. Now, again, we've got Milan in the Coppa Italia semi-final, which is really frustrating. In the first leg, they battered us 6-2, so highly unlikely we'll get to the Coppa Italia final. But we are sat in 3rd place, and we've got Barcelona in the quarter-final of the Champions League. I think we're doing all right. We've got a good season going on our hands here. Dimarchi has just been honestly outstanding. Like, phenomenal player. 18 goals he's got this season, the same as Vlahovic. I'm going to click on him because how good does he look? 20 for pace. He's got 20. I mean, I did say, obviously, earlier on that I've been giving them quickness and double intensity when I bring in a new player, especially for strikers. That has, like, gone through the roof. Really talented player as well, so there's no surprises why he's been scoring so many goals for us. Highest average rating in the league, most man of the matches, It's been a great thing to see. But we are some way off of Milan, who are really running away with the lead. They're 12 points clear with 8 games to go. Like, the title's already there, so they've already started putting their name on it. We were second for quite a while too, but we've just dropped in behind Juve now. We're 4 points behind them. But is there a chance we can win the Champions League? I mean, there's a lot of big teams left in there. But you just never know. Somebody's got to play Benfica and Dortmund in the semi-final. And then you just never know if you get to the final. So we'll see. But anyway, youth intake day. Again, it's an average intake. And we've just top talents. What has happened? Honestly, I do not get it. Really don't understand, since every single season, and to be honest, I keep forgetting now to ask for a better youth intake, but I feel like the more I ask, the worse it will get. Right. Tommaso Conte is a centre midfielder who can play centre... Well, actually, the other way around. A centre attacking midfielder who can play centre mid. Doesn't look amazing, if I'm honest. I mean, what was his personality? Unambitious. Yeah, I'm unambitious about your prospects, if I'm honest. Venturi... He isn't too bad. Fairly professional personality as well. That he could turn into something. The only trouble with him is he's a winger who can't cross or dribble or shoot or pass. So what are you offering, bro? Not quite sure, to be honest. Catini can pass for sure. Temperamental personality won't get you anywhere in this world. Sarno, low determination, again, probably won't get you anywhere. Moroni, unambitious. Like, that is really dross. Really dross, if we're looking at it that way. All right. So, the rest... it's a campaign that we can be proud of, but not a good youth intake. I think that's what we're getting from this situation. Yes, not quite a league title or a Champions League or a Coppa Italia this season. It's not a bad effort, though. And I do think the positives are more about the team itself. Maybe one man... Lucio Di Marchi, who, I mean, that's probably the best Toscana player that there is. He's phenomenal, and he's only 21, so we've got this guy for a while. 23 goals in 33 games is absolutely exceptional. The rest of the side, I think we've got a very good lineup. I do think the Dario Hithi experiment has run its course. I don't think we should be carrying on with that. Trimarchi is a talented player. He's not unbelievable, but he scores more goals than what I thought he should. And Girasol is not too bad either. But yeah, let's not be around the bush. It's Lucio Di Marchi's world here. Gilarducci's had a great season as well, supplying him with 19 assists. So that's been really great too. My biggest concern right now is we don't necessarily have the players coming through. You've seen our youth intake the last few seasons. It has been awful. It's been really bad. So, yeah, I think we've got to rely on this batch of players for now before we can really start adding to it with other talented prospects, because it ain't happening. We've got £78 million if Empoli have anybody, but that's about it. Okay, going into season number 12 then. Now, no transfers in yet, because... I only noticed right at the end of the transfer window that Ivan Sarkardi, who of course we lost to Manchester City, would be potentially interested in coming back. But the transfer window is about to close, and I knew we wouldn't be able to get it done in time. So what I've decided to do is wait for the transfer window to close and get the deal done then, so that he will arrive in January, which would be a nice little pickup for us. Instead of losing a player in January, we'll gain Ivan Sarkardi back. Again, another player that we lost, who actually played quite a lot of games. To be fair, we mentioned it when he signed. He played like the first 4 games of the season. He went on to play 27 that year. Didn't play after that, though, very much at all. And then, yeah, this season's played 1 game already, but he was interested in coming back. So hopefully we can get that deal done. That would be lovely. Nice. Now, no other signings, obviously, but there was none available. We're not locking anyone in this season. We are letting it play out because our starting 11 with Dimarchi, Trimarchi, and Girasol is probably better than sticking Hirithi in there, who, let's face it, hasn't been great at all. The team is okay, isn't it? Now, the left back and the goalkeeper are the only 2 left in terms of players that haven't come through the youth team or Empoli's youth team, the new gens. But I can't see us ever replacing Martinelli. The left-back scenario, I think he's still quite good. He's only 32. which is the reason why he does get used. But we've got other options in there. I'm not going to lock somebody in there because that guy can actually play both. It kind of helps anyway. So whenever, obviously, our right back isn't available, which right now we don't necessarily have a good one, which is another reason to bring in Sicardi. He sometimes goes to the right back and our left back does come in. So that's what we're thinking anyway. We're currently top. We are currently top. We've played only 2 games, though. We're still... it's weird, isn't it? Some seasons you play 5. Some seasons you play 2. But we've got 10 goals scored, 0 conceded against Hellas Verona and Lazio. So that's lovely. Champions League football again, though. That's going to be tricky. But maybe it's this year that we can win the Serie A. Who knows? Now, it's still only the end of March. There's still 2 months to go. Don't sound the alarms just yet, is all I'm saying. But we could be on for a treble. Now, Coppa Italia, we're 2-1 up against Juve. We got one of the Milans in the final should we get through, all right? We're not counting our chickens there just yet. The Champions League, we've also got Real Madrid in the quarterfinals. We've been done in the draw there. Why can we have got Tottenham? I mean, Real Betis is in there as well, but why can we have got Tottenham? That would have been an easy way through to the next round of the semi-final of the Champions League. But in the league, we are giving Inter Milan everything. They are currently top, basically on head-to-head. Is it head-to-head again, I think? Yeah, results between teams. Which I'm guessing is because we lost again. Yeah, oh, God. We lost 6-0 against them. But we're still on the same points. And we have just short of the same goal difference. Maybe we should be beating them 6-0. But Dimarchi is also the league's top scorer right now. Now, Rooney Baji also has 20. And I'm not sure how from that right-hand side. I know he's great. But Dimarchi, as a striker, should be scoring more. So let's hope he can do that. Now, I think potentially we could be looking at a golden boot. But I think our hearts might be broken with the league. It's just one of those situations, one of those scenarios, isn't it? It's too good to be true sometimes. But everything is looking really good for us right now. What about the youth intake? Do we have a good youth intake? Finally, we have an elite talent. And let me tell you, for this right midfielder spot, Axel Ingracia looks really good. Fairly professional personality. 11 determination. But decent physical attributes. Can play on the right-hand side with a very strong right foot and a strong left foot. This is what we've been wanting for about 4 or 5 years. I can't remember even in this video whether we've had a good youth intake or an elite prospect. I don't think we have. This might be the first one. Axel Ingracia. He could be the first one for a long time. Now, in terms of the top talents, we also have 2 that maybe could join him. One on the left-hand side. He don't look too bad either. Light-hearted personality. Good physical attributes. He's brave. Good determination. He could potentially be good too. And then the other one, Angelo Cotugno. Only 4-star potential. It's not too bad. Balanced personality is never great. 9 determination isn't amazing. Again, it's one of those ones you throw up in the air, and whether he lands on his feet or he lands on his ass. Not too sure with that one. We'll have to find out. But fingers crossed, because we could be in with a trophy this season. But what could it be? Well, at the end of the season, we do pick up the Coppa Italia trophy. We got past Juventus, of course, who were in the semi-final. Inter Milan knocked out AC Milan in their semi-final, and that's who we played against. Now, Dimarchi managed to score 2 goals. This was a really tight contest up until half-time, because as you can see, Inter Milan do equalise just before sort of like the 38th minute, something around that time. But in the second half is where we took the game into our control. We actually took the lead to make it 2-1, again through Dimarchi's left foot banger into the top corner. A beautiful goal. But again, we're pegged back from Inter Milan. And this is where, if you had both teams to score both halves, which is a bet that I used to love doing, you'd have picked yourself up a winner in this one, because it's 2-2 through Xavi Simons. And we relied on 2 more late goals. And I feel like we really deserve this. We have had some bad luck in the last few years. Dimarchi getting an assist that time round from Lith, who's actually come on and scored a goal there in the 80-odd minute. But in the 82nd minute, we secured the win and picked up the trophy. A great run from Dimarchi. Unbelievable. And don't know what the keeper's doing, but we'll take it. It's another Coppa Italia trophy. We'll 100% put that in our cabinet. But it isn't the only one. And it's not the Champions League, because Real Madrid battered us 6-2. No, it is in fact the Serie A trophy. Inter Milan once again put us right to the very end of the season. 90 points they managed to accumulate. We got 91 though. And yes, alright, they battered us 6-0. But we did go and beat them 4-1. So head-to-head, we did all right. We didn't have a better goal difference. They would have still won, but we got that one solitary point more. We got an extra victory. Although we lost one more, we got an extra victory, and that's all that counts. So I am so pleased with this. I am absolutely buzzing. We have lifted the Serie A trophy. We have lifted the Coppa Italia in the final season. A domestic double, signing only players from Toscana. And probably the unsung hero is Lucio Dimarchi. I mean, he came in the last few years. He looks unbelievable. He really does. And he got 27 goals. He picked up the golden boot, and he also got 15 assists. And if we're looking at how many assists this season, he actually finished joint top of that as well. So he almost cleared out the most man of the... Oh, no, he didn't get that. 15 assists. He was 2 behind, but he had the most man of the matches. He had the highest average rating. He had the most goals, and he was joint third, fourth, for the most assists. Gilarducci had a great year too. That was a good signing from Inter Milan, obviously. Winning the Serie A with us. Really happy with that. Dimarchi has done excellent, considering he don't look that amazing. But this is where I put the challenge to you. Now, I'm going to put... There's a link already to the database, and whoever created the database, they've got a video about it as well. But the link for it will take you to the website if you want to download this database and start it from scratch yourself. But if you want to take over the save game file from this point, you can do so on my Patreon or the YouTube channel membership page, of course, where I put all of my save game files. You can take it over from this point. Maybe you can see if you can take the team onto the Champions League, because I kind of neglected a few things. The youth intake or the youth recruitment, I kind of neglected the last few years. I say neglected, I just kept forgetting, if I'm honest. But there are a few talented folk coming through. We've seen one in that last youth intake who didn't look too bad either. They just need some, I don't know. The last few years have been pretty terrible. Maybe we needed a better head of youth development, but we'll see. Thank you very much. I really hope you enjoyed this type of video. Of course, a little two-parter that we've done. If you want to see more like this, please let me know. And if you have any challenges just like this, then please let me know. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next one.